everyone, dear students, dear friends, welcome to Gallant IAS. In this session, I will give you some important tips about solving inference questions of reading comprehension part of CSAT. Solving inference questions of reading comprehension part of CSAT paper. In the end of this, we will be solving some passages also. So we all know that in our prelims examination we have two papers, GS1 and GS2. This GS2 is called CSAT or Civil Service Aptitude Test, and this CSAT has been a qualifying paper since 2015. See, yeah, GS1 and GS2. This GS2, I said it is a CSAT, Civil Service Aptitude Test. Here total 80 questions are there, 80 into 2.5, total score is 200. But from 2015 onwards, it has been a qualifying paper. It has been a qualifying paper. And I said it, out of these 80 questions, something around 30 questions would be from reading comprehension part. Okay, so 30 into 2.5. This will help you to understand the importance of reading comprehension. Around 30 questions that would be from reading comprehension part. So you must be a master in this reading comprehension part. That will help you to cross the cutoff in this CSAT very easily. Okay. So here in this reading comprehension part, I said it, they ask different types of questions. Assumption questions are there, or maybe main idea questions are there, inference questions are there, or questions asking about the tone of the author in the passage. So anyway, a passage is followed by a question. So see that way they are asking a good number of passages and something around the 30 questions. Okay, so here I will give an idea what you have to take care when you solve inference questions. These points will definitely help you to reach out the exact answer of inference questions. Yeah, when it is inference question, few things you take care. First point you must remember, not directly given in the passage. An inference is not directly given in the passage. So if in the answer choices, the choice is repeating the same words, or they are rephrasing, or they are repeating the same words or terms from the passage, most cases that will not be the inference. So inference is not explicitly mentioned in the passage, not explicitly mentioned in the passage. It is not directly given in the passage. See, an inference is always a conclusion which is drawn out of evidences or examples discussed in the passage. Okay, this is a logical conclusion which is extracted from what is directly mentioned in the passage. Maybe many evidences, examples, or many cases discussed in this passage. Based on these things, yeah, we are drawing a logical conclusion, that is inference. Third thing you take care that, yeah, inference is always, it can be an educated guess. It is an educated guess. This is an intelligent guess based on the author's observations in the passage. Yeah, we have to, that inference has to match with the tone of the author in the passage. The answer choice has to match with, that must fit with the tone of the author in the passage. So it is an educated guess based on the observations, or it can be a logical conclusion based on evidences, examples given in the passage. Then the fourth thing I would say that it is not assumptions. It is not assumptions. So some statements or choices they are saying could or can or may, etc. Such choices will not be your inference. Okay, that will not be your inference. This is not mostly assumptions. Again, I would say that yeah, if the answer choices they are using the extreme words like for example always, or never, or all, or often, or hardly, whenever they use this kind of extreme words, that choices also will not make the inferences. Okay, so inferences are not extreme assumptions, or they are not extreme like what is called opinions. Okay, you take care that whenever these choices with this always, never, all, often, hardly, this kind of the extreme words, choices with these extreme words will not be your inferences. Again, you see that inferences will not be broader generalizations. Okay, they are not at all generalizations. They are not at all generalizations, which also you take care. Again, I would say that yeah, this is seventh point. I am saying that this is not against the central idea of passage. This can be sometimes the crux of the passage. This can be the crux of the passage. This is not against the central idea of the passage. So take care, this is not directly given in the passage. This is not explicitly mentioned in the passage. This is a logical conclusion which we extract from the evidences, examples given in the passage. This can be sometimes an educated guess based on the information or observations made in the passage. This is not an assumption, and this is not framed with extreme words like always, never, all, often, hardly, most cases. Then see, this is not a broader generalizations. This is not something which is against the central idea, and this is no, this sometimes will be the crux of the passage, and that inference answer choice will exactly match that tone of the author in the passage. This much things you take care when you solve inference questions. Okay, and in general, when you read the passage, I would tell you few things. When you read the passage, few things you take care. First of all, I would suggest you just quickly read the questions. You read the questions that the passage follow. Okay, so before solving any reading comprehension questions, you read the questions that the passage follow. That will help you to focus on, yes, the main demand of the questions in the passage. So very quickly read the questions that the passage follow before reading the passage. Second thing, I would say that you just underline. You underline the keywords, whatever is asked in the question, such keywords you underline in the passage. Again, you try to eliminate. You eliminate the answer choices which is against the crux of this passage. Against the crux of the passage. Also try to eliminate that choices which is against the tone of the author. Against the tone of the author. Now, there is a passage. Please read the passage. All of you try to read the passage and solve it. Yeah. People are always less happy to accept scientific data they feel contradicts their preconceived beliefs. No surprise here, no human likes to be wrong, but the science isn't supposed to care about preconceived notions. Science, at least good science, tell us about the world as it is, not as some wish it to be. Sometimes what science finds is consistent with a particular religion's wishes, but usually it is not, which can be inferred from this passage. A good science will always prove the general populace wrong. Do you think that is extracted from the passage? Okay, from this passage, that choice cannot be extracted. You see, a good science will always prove the general populace wrong. You see the word always. Such a thing is not absolute, term is not used in the passage. A good science will always prove the general populace wrong. Okay, if you read the passage again, you can understand that such an idea is not extracted from the passage, and also since the word always is used here, we can say that can be ruled out, that can be eliminated. Good science is well received by these educated people. So that is no discussion this is out of the context. When you solve a passage, take care that your answer has to be strictly based on whatever is discussed in the passage, not outside the passage. So this is not discussed in the passage. A good science and religion are same. This is also something against what is discussed in the passage. See, science, at least good science, tell us about the world as it is and not as some wish it to be. And also, sometimes science find it consistent with the particular religious wishes. Sometimes, and usually it is not. So that statement you can easily eliminate. A good science is based on concrete results obtained through testing these hypotheses. Of course, that is the only only like best choice out of these four choices given here. Okay, so this is the way you can apply your logic into these inference questions, and you can easily find out the answer. Yeah, there is next passage. The entire carbohydrate versus low fat diet argument is so prevalent that one would think that these are the only two options available for losing weight and staying healthy. Some experts even feel that the low carbo, low fat debate distracts us from even more important issue, our culture's reliance on processed and manufactured foods. This is the passage, very simple. Now go for the questions. Paragraph best to support the statement low carbohydrate diet leads to significant and sustained weight loss. Low carbohydrate diet lead to significant and sustained weight loss. Do you think that is what the crux of this passage? Okay, experts state that not all fats are equal, so we need not to reduce our intake of all fats. You can easily eliminate it because this is out of the context. Important health concerns get overlooked when we focus exclusively on low fat versus low carb questions. Exactly, that makes some sense. That is the inference of this question. Processed food can lead to many adverse health problems, including heart diseases, cancer. That is not the central theme of this particular passage. So you take it as a whole. Okay, what this author intended to say, what his arguments implies in this passage, or what his arguments imply in this passage, that must be our inference. Okay, so here the best choice will be important health concerns get overlooked when we focus exclusively on the low fat versus low carbo questions. That exactly the crux of the passage. That is what we can infer from this passage. Okay, rest of them you can easily eliminate on various grounds. So you always apply these different methods of choosing these answer choice. Also, what all I said about inference questions, you please repeat, you revise it again. That will definitely help you in your final exams. Okay, so practice good number of questions, and all the best. And please do subscribe our channel, and you will get more sessions, more helpful videos. Thank you.